Hello, and welcome back to So Forth and So On. I am Miss Henderson, and today I want to share my recent pattern haul. There was a sale at Joann for McCall's sewing patterns, and although I don't need any sewing patterns, I did stop through. Now, this particular time, I did pick up some newer patterns, but I browsed through the drawer for the older patterns. I didn't bother with the lookbook or my list of patterns to buy. I wanted to get some of the older patterns before they were out of print or out of the store, so I just browsed through the drawer to find some of the older patterns with the lower numbers. And I was somewhat successful. Most of the things there I was not interested in sewing at this time, but what I did find I was happy with. So I just have a few patterns I want to share with you, and we'll go on from there. The first pattern is McCall's 8259. It's a newer pattern. It was on display, and the display number is R11419. Let's put on my glasses. Okay, so the suggested fabrics for this pattern are crepes, lawn, cotton blends, lightweight sateen, and a lightweight fusible interfacing. This pattern runs from sizes extra small through extra large, being a 4 to 6 through a 24 through 26, and it doesn't use a lot of fabric. The larger size uses 2 1/4 yards of fabric. I know I haven't shown it to you. Let's see what else we need here. It's a very simple, it's very easy, it's labeled very easy, and it's a Mrs. skirt. So I thought any of these links would be good for myself to sew and for my students to branch out. It is a level 1, learn to sew, and let's see. It's a true wrap skirt, so they'll be learning to sew a wrap skirt, and it has a curved hem, so they'll learn how to sew a curved hem, and then the waistband and self-tie. So I think this will be a great project for my sewing students and for myself. I like the skirt. A nice wrap skirt is very nice to have. So there we are, McCall's 8259. Okay. Oh, and it has 12 pattern pieces, but I'm sure that's just for the different lengths and so forth. The one skirt would not use 12 pattern pieces. Okay, this next one is labeled Easy, Petite, Plus. All my bells, all my check marks. It is Mrs. Dress Petite Line Dress. It has 12 pattern pieces, and from the looks of it, you'll be using the majority of these pattern pieces. Let's see. It says fitted and flared line dress, has neckline variations, princess seams, side front pockets, and back zipper. One of the views is a self-lined sleeves, and a couple of the other views have raised necklines. This particular pattern runs from sizes 8 through 24W, and the largest size would need 2 3/8 yards of fabric at 45-inch width. Let's see. Suggested fabrics for this pattern are linen, lightweight broadcloth, challis, and it looks like I don't even want to try it. So I can't pronounce this right now. I'll learn the pronunciation, but here we are. Let's see. Some of the notions we'll need: a 20-inch zipper, 22-inch zipper for women's size, 1 hook and eye, and of course thread. That's about it. So without further ado, I offer you McCall's for one. And I think that's a really nice dress. I like all of the versions of the dress. I might want to try view A with the different bottom there, but then I like this center part here, and then I like that, so I might give all of them a try. It's 12 pattern pieces, so that might make a difference. Alright, so our next pattern piece, it's called it's from the Archive Collection circa 1963. It has 11 pattern pieces, and it's described as women's Mrs. Dress. Dress has semi-fitted bodice, cut in one with sleeves, bias tucked midriff, knot, line skirt, back zipper, and then there's one variation with a gathered skirt, and then another with sleeve darts, semi-fit skirt, and a back vent. The suggested fabrics for this pattern are cotton blends, crepe, wool blends, linen, and sateen. And for the lining, they suggest lining fabrics, of course. This pattern runs in size 8 through 24W, and depending on which version of the dress you want to sew, it could take 5.5 yards for the larger size or 4 yards for the larger size. If you're doing the gathered, you're going to do 5.5 yards, and if you're doing the straight, it'll be 4 yards. So that's not so bad. Let's see, and all you need are one hook and eye and one 22-inch zipper. So this is pretty nice. McCall's 7086, and I like both of those dresses. And I think I might do the one with the gathered skirt, although I'm a little fluffy, so I don't particularly like the extra poof, but I like this dress, so we'll see what we can do with it. McCall 7086. The next one is one I'm going to sew right away. I've been wanting to make something like this, so I found it, and I'm going to make it right away. It's labeled as easy. It only has 9 pattern pieces, and again, I think that's just for the variations on it. I don't think we'll use all 9 pieces on one garment. It's described as Mrs. Skirt. Skirt has yoke and back zipper, and then one of the variations has front and back pleats, and another one of the variation has frog closures. Okay, that's nice. And lace overlay, a narrow hem. Suggested fabrics are wool blends, cotton blends, sateen, and corduroy. One of the versions has a single edge scalloped lace, which will be nice, very nice. And it runs from sizes 6 through 22, and the most amount of fabric, unless you're using stripes and so forth, the most amount of fabric you would need would be 2 1/8 yards. And your notions, you just need one 7-inch zipper, hook and eye closure, and 2 frog closures if you decide to do that particular version of the dress. So without further ado, I offer you McCall's 7022. And I think that's just a nice, very nice skirt, and it's easy, and I can wear it to work. And then in the first version up here, you can dress it up. This is the lace overlay with the scalloped edge, or you can keep it business casual, or to church, or wherever you want to wear your skirts, you know. So there you are. The next one I will be making right away. I have had a hankering to make one of these for about a month now, and I have to go ahead and make one. Now, this isn't the exact one I want to make, so I'm going to make this one, but I'm going to eventually make the one I really want to make. The fabric for the one I really like to make is just not on sale now, and it's quite expensive. I might do a mock-up of that, but that's a whole different video. So, what I am going to make right away is a Nancy Zeman pattern, and it's labeled here 10, 20, 30 minutes to sew. So now remember, the 10, 20, 30 minutes to sew, that means after you've cut out everything and done all your preparation, then the sewing, because we all know the truth about that. So this runs from sizes 8 through 20, and the most amount of fabric that you would need is 2 3/4 yards for view A and 3 1/8 yards for view B. The suggested fabrics are silk brocade, silk linen, gabardine, wool crepe, lightweight double knit, lightweight wool, and then for the lining you would just need regular lining fabrics. Let's see. The notions. The notions, of course, are thread, and they want to use 1/2-inch covered shoulder pads. And then for view B, you would need a 2-inch buckle without the prong, so it'll be a slide through, and then the jewel embellishments on there. So it is described as Mrs. Jacket, princess seamed jacket, has slits at side seams, 3/4 length lined sleeves with slits and shoulder pads. Jacket B has self belt with purchased buckle and optional sew on or iron on jewels on the collar. So I think this is really nice. It's eight pieces, 8 pattern pieces, so we can get this one done. And here it is, McCall's 5668. And I do like both views, but I'm going for view A. And if I were to make 2 of them, then I would go ahead and embellish the collar and make the belt. But just to get the hankering to make a jacket or blazer, I'm going to just make view A just to get it out of my system. Okay, and there we are with that one. Alrighty, I have a few more, and I'll be quick. Let's see. This one here is labeled Create the Perfect Fit, Fitting Tips for Real Sewing Solutions. And I have to say, when I looked at the instructions on here, I did like how they had things outlined for this particular pattern. I might share them with you, so I took them out. But it has 7 pattern pieces, so I will be working on this one right away. And it ranges from sizes 6 through 22, and the most fabric you would need would be 2 3/4 yards of fabric. The suggested fabrics are cotton blends, wool blends, sateen, and linen. It is described as Mrs. Fit Pattern Dress. Self-lined dress, has seam detail, fitted bodice, midriff, semi-fitted skirt, back zipper, and button trim. And then a note on here says use this pattern as a fit pattern. So it also has color blocking. So here is McCall's 7089, and I really was interested in the color blocking as well as this matching up here. So some new skills. I forgot to show you the line drawings on the other dresses. I might run through them quickly at the end of this, but here are the line drawings for this dress. And I also wanted to just share, and you might be familiar with things and patterns like this, but this was almost the first time for me. They probably were there and I just flew right through and went to the directions. But I just like how this shows you a grid on the body and how to do things. So it's a really informative pattern. So when this goes on sale again, I would urge you to pick one up just to learn something new if you don't know how to do this already, if you're not familiar with this. I do not know everything there is about sewing. I'm still learning. And here we are. So I'm going to show you the line drawings really quickly. This is for McCall's 5668. Oopsie. And this is the blazer. Okay. So there's the line drawings for that. And then for the skirt, there are the line drawings for that. And I'm sorry I didn't show them to you sooner. Okay. And for the circa 1963 dress, the gathered dress, and then the semi-fitted skirt, those are the line drawings. For McCall's 6741, here are the line drawings. Because I remember I said I like this one because of the bottom and I like the center there. So those are the line drawings. I have a dentist appointment, so I gotta go. And here are the line drawings for the skirt, the wrap skirt, the long, mid-length, knee-length, and a little bit higher. Which, again, this will probably be just fine. I'm very short. Okay, very quickly, I have a couple more and then we're done. So, we have McCall's 8085. And I wasn't really in love with this pattern. I do like the bodice here, and I do like this dress. I wasn't really crazy about the model version, but what got me about the pattern is it's only 6 pieces. So I can get it done, and it is a knit. This is I didn't get very many knit fabric patterns this time, but this one happens to be a knit pattern. And before I go on, let me show you the line drawings. Okay. And then there's our stretch to fit over here. Pick a knit. Alright, so of course the suggested fabrics are moderate stretch knits with 35% cross grain, cotton knits, jersey interlock, and rib knits. It's labeled as very easy, so this might be something I can bring to my sewing students. It's only 6 pieces and 6 pattern pieces. Goes from size extra small to extra extra large. Extra small being 4 to 6, extra extra large being 24 to 26. The most amount of fabric we would need would be 2 7/8. And the notions we would need would be elastic and seam binding. So this is not very difficult at all, and I think it'll be a great project for my students who are ready to level up in their sewing skills. Last but not least, don't judge me. I am trying new things as far as sewing, and so everything I sew is not necessarily for me. It might be for someone else. This is my disclaimer. But I thought it was a good pattern because it only has 5 pattern pieces. It is a knit, and so those are win-wins. And I will not be bringing this to my sewing students, and I will not be wearing this other than just in the house. So Without further ado, pattern McCall's 8253. It is a learn to sew pattern, but it would not be for my students. I would not present it to them. Maybe if I had adult students, I would bring it to them. It's a level 2, learn to sew. I'm doing a lot of talking, right? Here we go. McCall's 8253. It's a lovely dress. I've never been one to wear something like this, ever. I'm thinking about making version C, which the drawstring is functional, so it can be closed, but I think it would be fun. And we'll see how this works out, whether I wear it outside the house or not. But I would not wear either one of these. Again, I would make it for someone else who wanted something like this. Now, the skills that are covered in here is rouging. Rouging right in here. So I guess this is rouging. And then the functional drawstring. So the drawstring there, it pulls in, and I'm not sure if it pulls things close to cover or pulls things in, but we'll find out. And then the stitched hem. So we're stitching that hem. So those are skills that will be covered in making this particular garment. And let's see. The suggested fabrics are two-way stretch knits, 50% stretch, such as jersey, interlock, novelty knits. Notions would be 2 yards of drawstring, a package of single fold bias tape, and elastic, depending on which view we plan to sew. The dress runs from sizes 8 through 32W, and the most amount of fabric you would need would be 2 1/4 yards of fabric for view A, and 3 1/2 yards for views B and C. So, and here are the line drawings in the back. Let's see, can you see that? Alright, so I have to run. I have a dentist appointment today. Thank you so much for joining me. And until we get together again, may love bring you to your feet again and show you how to dream again. In Jesus' name I pray. Thank you. Bye-bye.